In the new year, the Fed is going to absolutely shock XRP holders, and what we are seeing today is just a sneak peek of what is to come. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a lot of very interesting information, some new market updates, some statements from Trump, the Fed, and so much more. Even the major big banks are now weighing in heavily into the crypto space, which begs your guys' attention. Listen very closely. President Trump has just come out and called for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates next week. Now, we know there's about a 87% chance right now that the Federal Reserve is going to cut interest rates by 25 basis points. If we get more than that, what I will say beyond any reasonable doubt is the markets are going to see some substantial rallies following that extra little bit of action. And so this is really a catalyst that we need to be prepared for, because I don't think it is going to be a 50 basis point cut, but if it is, it's going to be substantially impactful. And if not, it's already baked into the price, and we'll probably just see a sell the news event as we usually have seen. So yes, this rally that we're seeing today is indeed very nice, but it's actually also expected. And I'm going to be covering the moving averages and how we've actually done this previous bull markets and bear markets in the past with great succession. So when we look at the price of Bitcoin and XRP, well, they're actually both on track for some of their largest, biggest daily gains that we've seen for months. Well, Bitcoin, for example, hasn't seen this much price action in a single day since May of 2025. And in the last 60 minutes alone, over $140 million worth of shorts were liquidated compared to just $3 million worth of longs. The short sellers just got absolutely eviscerated, as we can see on these liquidation charts. And yeah, it looks like this rally does have the potential to push up to a 93K Bitcoin or XRP, potentially on the highest end, pushing to around $2.30. But the key levels that we really need to look out for here is $102,000 per coin on Bitcoin and about $2.53 on XRP. And I'll cover exactly why those price levels are so significant towards the end of this video and what it means if we hold above those levels. But first, let's talk about what institutions are doing right now, guys. Bank of America officially recommends clients to put up to 4% of their portfolio in Bitcoin and crypto. Now, you might be wondering, why is Bank of America randomly coming out now and suggesting this? Well, there's been the Clarity Bill that's been continuously pushed through, and one key piece, which is now banks are allowed to custody and recommend cryptocurrency to their clients, is officially through. So now they can make these statements, they can have their wealth advisors actually bring it out without being asked first. This is a really big deal. We're seeing a lot of positive momentum in the crypto space because of these sort of announcements. An example of this is BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF volume surpassed $1.8 billion in the first 2 hours of trading today. A lot of retail is flooding back into crypto right now because, well, drum roll please, wealth advisors are pitching their clients on this, and so are other managers of financial assets. This alone can drive over the long term trillions of dollars of additional volume, especially under the right market conditions. Now, those market conditions are money printing and quantitative easing and M2 increasing. Okay, when we get all of those things happening, retail getting access to a lot more liquidity, maybe even Trump issuing those dividend checks, undoubtedly, in my mind anyways, that's when we're going to see the explosive growth, the explosive bull market once again. And we're going to have to wait a little bit of time before we break those all-time highs, but there have been a number of interesting statements coming out. Most notably from BlackRock CEO Larry Fink. He's been saying tokenization today is roughly where the internet was in 1996. If we look at the dot-com bubble, it really started to cascade and fall down around 2000, 2001. So if Larry Fink is indeed correct in what he is saying here, we're going to have a few really amazing years for crypto assets as they absolutely explode and we essentially find our winners during the next bull cycle, which I believe will be lasting from the end of 2026 until mid-2028. The reason why I believe that is generally these bull cycles do last around a year and a half or so. And we know that stimulus and M2 are going to be increasing into the latter end of 2026, which perfectly aligns with the catalysts that have started the next consecutive bull runs. Also, the 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle perfectly aligns with this thesis as well. And so if our winners are essentially decided during the next bull run, and we shake out a lot of the losers during this ensuing bear market that we're headed into right now, like I think we are, well, this essentially means that, yeah, there's going to be a ton of potential here, especially for projects like XRP, which we know are being deeply integrated into the new financial systems. You know, XRP, I think, much like this previous bull run, in the next one is going to be one of the top gainers. It's going to outperform Solana. It's going to outperform Bitcoin. It's going to outperform pretty much everyone else as well. Why? Utility. Use case. People actually use this thing. People actually are integrating this into their business models. The banks, they're going to be using this. So this is something to really keep in mind. The tokenization of real world assets is probably the biggest opportunity of your lifetime when it comes to investable digital assets. XRP, HBAR are a couple prime examples of cryptocurrencies that are going to absolutely be leading the charge on tokenization. Now, another interesting statement that came out from an influential person in the crypto space was CZ, the owner or founder of Binance. He says, many more all-time highs coming soon. He went on to elaborate following that, saying, I don't know when these all-time highs are going to happen, but I do believe that they are going to happen. Now, once again, I think that these all-time highs are going to start to be seen late 2026, but you know, that's an amazing thing in my point of view, because if we do bottom out any time over the next few months here, that is one of the best, most amazing opportunities to buy the dip, accumulate, just wait for that bottom, wait for pretty much everyone to get pushed out of the crypto market, wait for pretty much everyone else to lose faith. And then when everyone else is gone, that's when these guys, the big dogs, the CZs of the space, the large market makers, the BlackRocks, the Bank of America are going to go hog wild. And we're going to see what we saw last bull market where, you know, XRP went from, you know, 30 cents to $3.65 over 3 months, right? I think this is going to be coming, and I think it's going to be coming very soon. Now, I want to explain and actually show you guys visual examples of why I am anticipating things to happen this way. And I'm going to start by showing you guys the moving averages when it comes to Bitcoin. Now, I'm just going to be showing you guys the 100-week and the 50-week SMA. These are the two most important indicators here that must be seen. So the 50-week is the yellow. The 100-week is the orange. Keep that in mind. The price of XRP is this kind of tealish color right here. We're looking at Bitcoin right now, actually. Sorry, so this is the price of Bitcoin. So back in 2021, we could see that the start of the bear market was very clearly indicated by us crossing below the 50-week SMA. Now, we then tested this 50-week SMA one time right here and failed to hold above it before we actually hit our bear market lows. We also, during this period of time, after failing to break through the 50-week SMA, fell below the 100-week SMA very shortly thereafter. Now, we fast forward to today, and what we can clearly see is we've once again broken below the 50-week, and we very briefly here tested very close the 100-week SMA. So if we're going to be following these previous trends, much like what we saw right here in 2022, we're probably going to test this 50-week SMA. This is the 50-week SMA. We have to give it a few more weeks, I imagine. This is something that's probably going to happen in 2026. Currently, the 50-week SMA is at $102,000 Bitcoin. So we're going to test that level. I think Bitcoin off of a rally like this could potentially go as high on the highest end to 102K. I don't think we're going to break it, much like what happened in 2022 and 2021 there during the end of the previous cycle. And XRP also did this exact same thing. As we can see right here, we broke below the 50-week, and then we failed to retest and pass through the 50-week right here, and then that was the bear market. We can see once again we've broken below the 50-week for XRP here as well. Now, our 100-week SMA is at $1.60 right now, so if we do break below that, there's a very high probability that, much like in 2022 bear market, we're going to be trading below $1 per XRP. So this is something to keep in mind. But once again, for XRP, we can still test the 50-week SMA as we did with Bitcoin, as XRP nearly did right back here during 2022 when we were in the bear market. So this is what we need to look out for. This is the next big test. Can we touch this 50-week SMA for Bitcoin and for XRP? For XRP, it's at $2.52 right now. For Bitcoin, it's $102,000 per coin. If we test that level and we hold above, the bull market can continue. If we fail the test and we fall below the 100-week SMA, which is what I think is going to happen, we have the most amazing opportunity to get in off of a substantial dip in price. This is essentially the state of the market right now. And yes, this rally is amazing, but it perfectly aligns with a test on the 50-week SMA. So let's see what happens here. Do we break above? Do we hold above the 50-week, or do we test it and fall back below the 100-week? This is yet to be seen, but this is the next official thing. Guys, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content, and join my Discord so you can see exactly what trades I'm doing. We just closed an amazing long off of this latest move. I want you guys to be able to see all those for free, so join into the Discord, link down below. I'll see you soon. Peace out.